Hi, I'm Annie and welcome back to the channel. This is a bit of an update on the things that I have done and the things I've got growing, but also I've got a announcement to make. So first of all, these are wicking beds that I made out of some crates, like packing crates. I'll try and link it or related video. I don't know how to do it. I'll have a look. Anyway, the weather has been over 30 degrees now for nearly 2 weeks. I haven't watered at all, the wicking beds that is, and they are doing incredible. I will just give you a little walk around, but everything just looks amazing. It's done so well. I'm super chuffed, and from now on I think this is the way to go, especially with our environment changing. The other stuff that I've got here that are not got wicking beds, I've had to keep watering a lot. This is the raised pallet planter that I made. It's got the strawberries in. I've had a few strawberries off of them. It's got chives in the bottom and peas in the top. I'm going to harvest some peas in a minute. They've done quite well. But I have struggled to keep this wet. So they could really do with something in the bottom that holds moisture. This is the first wicking bed. You can see how hot it's been. It's just scorched some of the plants. Lettuce is doing really well. Take the tops off of those in a minute. Carrots look amazing. Don't know what they're doing inside, but courgette plant doing well. Onions are coming up. These carrots I have struggled to, they've wilted a few times and come back to life again. Potatoes have kept fairly moist. In here I've got radishes planted in between, which I'm actually going to harvest out now. The wicking beds, they are the best radishes I have ever grown. Like I say, I haven't watered for 2 weeks, and yeah, they are really good. Look at that. I'm going to do some pickled radishes, and of course the tops are edible as well. It's just very slightly damp on the end, which is just enough for the radishes, I suppose, because I don't want to be soggy. Oop. Push him back in. That's it on there. Got a few strawberries coming through. I've had a few strawberries already. No, I might have him. Some radishes, and a few radishes in here. They've not done quite as well in this one. Nice little bonus. But I think in this one I've done well as well. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prune these potatoes off. I'll go through the radishes again in a minute, and but Just going to take the tops off these potatoes. I always prune my potatoes off because the plant ends up putting a lot of energy into the tops, especially if it's hot, and then you don't get any potatoes. But if you give them a prune, I did a video on my pruning last year, so I'm not going to do a full video on that this year. But yeah, always prune my potatoes. I did actually get my garlics in. They weren't looking very good, so I got all the garlics in, and I'm just going to dehydrate them and powder them. So there we have it, an incredible relish harvest. I did have a handful of peas as well, but I shall just munch on those while I'm working away. The next part of this video is an update on the shop bought products that you would normally just buy and eat, and I've tried to germinate. So this is the monkey nuts. They have to be raw, but the first lot got eaten by the mice. But yes, I have managed to germinate these. I've moved them up into the greenhouse now, because even though I built a mouse-proof box, I came up when they were just coming out of the ground, and 3 pots had little holes in them, and it just reminded me of the little holes that I had for the mouse, and I thought maybe he's got in under a little gap somewhere. So I've moved them up here and put them in this sort of like net cage, and they're doing really, really well. I'm actually going to grow them in the greenhouse in a big pot. I think the mice around here, they will smell the peanuts when they're growing and they will get them. So I'm going to give them the best chance possible. I'll just give you a little close-up. Been really fascinating, these peanuts, actually. Oh, mouse guard. So that is the peanuts. These ones here, all planted out in the polytunnel, are the black-eyed peas. I don't have the bag of them with me. They have grown really well since they've been planted out. I've got a few more to go in up that far end. I put in a second batch, and this is them here. So they're to go out. The sweet corn over here needs to go. I'm going to repot that in a minute because he's looking a bit weedy. But that was the popping corn. So the germination rate on the black-eyed peas was really, really good. The peanuts was about 50%. The popping corn, I would say, was about 25%. I didn't even think they would do, but yeah, I got 6 there to go out. The other one that I've got over in the corner, and we know they sprout anyway, because that's what they're designed to do, is the mung beans. But I thought if I can grow the beans from these to give me the seeds, then I've got fresh produce again in the winter, like by just soaking the seeds and growing the shoots. But that is them there. So this next one is the haricot beans. I couldn't get the shop bought ones to germinate. I don't know why they wouldn't go, but these ones I bought as a packet to grow, and they've just started to pop up through, so that's good. Hopefully once they give me beans, I shall save them and I'll be able to plant those in next year, because I found save seeds are growing better. So these are my chickpeas that I did from the shop bought ones. They germinated really, really well. Those little patch there is lentils, and they were from seeds that I bought last year I saved the seeds, and that's my own seeds in there. They're doing quite well, actually. They're looking really nice and healthy. Considering the weather's been so hot, they're doing really well. These are quite drought tolerant. I've got the sweet corn at the far end, and the beans, I've got field beans up that end as well. That end I've been watering, this end not so much. But yeah, the chickpeas are doing really, really well. So this last little section is my news, my announcement. Those of you that know me now know I've been a prepper for probably pretty much most of my life. Doesn't mean to say I run around with a tinfoil hat and stuff like that. It just means I prepare for any circumstances. We've got this land, but I've always wanted to live off-grid, and a very sustainable, eco-friendly lifestyle. But it's always been out of our price range and stuff like that. And every week I scan the internet for stuff, and we've been disappointed so many times, not been able to afford something, or gone to auction and it's gone for too much money and stuff like that. Anyway, a property came up 3 weeks ago. It was going to auction, and we went and had a look at it. The price guide was well within budget. From what I can gather, over 100 different lots of people have looked at it. So I said to my husband, I said, if we want it, let's go in with the biggest offer we can pre-auction, because if it goes to auction, we won't get it, because you get that amount of people in a room and we won't be able to afford it. And we put as much as we could in, and they said if you can exchange by Friday just gone, they would accept the offer. So this was on Monday last week, or Monday just gone. So we managed to pull out all the stops, get the paperwork done, get a solicitor lined up. Couldn't use the solicitor that I'd normally use for years, because the other company he was using the same solicitors, so I had to get a new solicitor, and we managed to exchange on Friday. So fingers crossed, within 4 weeks we will have the property that this type of property I've always wanted. I can't really say too much at the moment, even though we've exchanged contracts. I don't want to tempt fate, but as soon as I can, I will give you a walk around. It's incredible. A lot of work, probably a lifetime's worth of work. For me and my husband, we're retired, and yeah, that's what we want to do in our retirement. Slow down, live the quiet life, live the quiet country life. So I'm not saying we can live there all the time at the moment. That's going to take a bit of work as well, but it's definitely got all the potential we need. So yeah, really, really happy. It also means that over the next month or so, my videos may not be coming out, because I normally try and do a video on a Wednesday and a Sunday, but it means they may be a bit all over the place, depending on what we're doing, because obviously we've got a lot of work to do here, because we're going to have to sell this. We've got 2 fields here, or two separate lots here, so we're going to sell this bottom bit, because obviously we've spent all of our money buying this property, so we'll need money going forward to be able to do something. So yeah, we're going to have to get this done and get this sold by the end of the year. We can still go down to the land and stay down there. We'll take the caravan with us. We've got all the 12-volt, the EcoFlow, the solar panels, all that sort of thing. I've got it all, so we don't need anything to actually be able to stay down there for the weekend and stuff like that, because obviously we've still got our lives here that we have to sort out. So yes, massive changes. Couldn't be happier. I'm still in a bit of a shock that we got it, and I will update you as soon as I can. So thank you for watching. Thank you to everybody who has continued to support me and the channel, and I hope you stay with me with my onward journey. I think it's going to be an interesting one. That's it for now. See you on the next video. Till next time, bye.